Hey everybody, this is Seychelle Van Poel here, and I have the distinct privilege of leading our team over at Van Poel Properties Group at Keller Williams. And I thought it would be helpful for us to give you a spring market update for the end of January and February to talk about what's happening here in the North Texas and Dallas Fort Worth real estate market. And before we jump into this month's market update, we want to extend a helping hand for anyone that's in need of assistance following the storm, whether it is in need of referrals for contractors or service providers or anything that you need. We'd be happy to help you get connected. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if there's anything that we can do to help. Because we certainly understand that this last couple of weeks were really tough here locally. Now let's go ahead and jump in to this month's market update, and let's take a look at the numbers at a high level. So we look back on 2020, we saw a year over year increase in the number of contracts written by 16%. And that's a pretty substantial number because that's already building on what was a record year in 2019 coming into 2020. And in January, what we saw was an increase of last year's numbers by 19% in contracts written, which is also continuing last year's trend. Texas is a really hot market. I feel like we have a lot of the United States moving here from every single coast and also from the Midwest. You know, the other key metric that we look at is new sellers hitting the market. It's not necessarily new homes, but new people willing to put their home on the market. So we call them new sellers. And in 2020, we saw a year over year decrease by 10% of the number of new sellers that were putting the home on the market. Moving into 2021, did this time last year. And so what I want us to do is I want us to talk about what these takeaways mean for us. What should we do with this information? So if you're a home buyer, I first want you to understand that the home buyer confidence remains high here in North Texas, and that's because of a couple of reasons. Number one, we still have record low interest rates, and just to give you perspective, I have a book that I've had since 2006 of the mortgage amortization tables. It's if you're a real estate investor, it's something that's just really nice to keep on hand. And where the interest rates are today, my book that was published in 2006 didn't even think that that would ever even become a possibility, and it's not even printed as an interest rate option in the amortization tables. So interest rates are so low that publishers 15 years ago didn't even think that that was going to be an option as far as how low interest rates were going to go. But I want to give you this with a word of caution, which is interest rates are inching back up slightly. And so if you're thinking, oh, well, I'll just wait till rates die back down again or drop down again, I'm going to tell you right now, now is your time to buy because interest rates are creeping back up. And what I'm hearing from our mortgage professionals across the United States is they may not necessarily be dipping back down to levels that we saw at the end of last year. So keep that in mind. The other thing I want you as a home buyer to think about is the combination of lifestyle change versus relocation, right? That's driven an increase in buyer activity. People have been living in their homes for the last year or living in their scenarios or looking for new jobs or considering if they want to live near family. And we're seeing that home buyers are being decisive in making decisions to make those life changes. And so the challenge here is that we have a lot more home buyers than we do home sellers willing to move right now. And so if you are looking to purchase, I think the first thing I want you to consider is that interest rate actually will far outweigh home price increase for the next couple of years. And so while interest rates are still low, it's important for you to take advantage of that if you're considering buying anytime soon. And so if you're a buyer, I want you to do the following things if you're considering buying anytime in the next couple of months. The first thing is when you find the home that works for you, sleeping on it is not necessarily the right answer right now, because if you have good taste in a home, the odds are there are multiple other buyers that are agreeing with you and making offers today while you sleep on the home and wake up tomorrow. So if you find a home that you love, you need to act decisively, put in an offer, and move on it. And I also want you to realize that it may take a couple of homes before you get the one that you actually get under contract. The second thing is if you don't win and you still love the home, what we're seeing is a lot of buyers are just as quick to jump into contract as they are to jump out of contract. So actually being willing to submit a backup offer is actually winning our clients a lot of homes, because the other contract falls out, and instead of it going back live on the market, we actually get to sneak in first place without anyone ever even knowing the house came back available. And so in a fast-paced market, it becomes more likely for buyers to go under contract quickly, and then they reconsider. And if you're in the backup position, that means that you kind of scoop in and get to be the one next in line ready to go. I also want you to keep an open mind. That means that sometimes if the home is not perfect, other buyers are passing on it because they don't have vision. In fact, 95% of buyers don't have vision of what a home could be. And so if you're willing to ask your agent questions, or you're willing to ask about paint, flooring, countertops, cabinets, bathrooms, those things are easily changed. They add value to the home you're purchasing. And it might mean that you're going to get actually a better floor plan or a better home at a better price than it would with going for the perfect home that you don't have to do anything to. So having a little creativity and an open mind to a home might need a little bit of work might mean that you actually get a better home in the long run. And then I also want to encourage you that if, you're looking and maybe you're not working with us at Van Pool Properties yet, that, we do look for homes that are not actively on the market as well. We look for off-market deals. And so if you're not currently working with us, that's something I want you to consider. Obviously, if you've signed paperwork with another agent, we respect that and we want you to work with that great agent. But maybe if you're just out there starting to consider looking at buying a home, we do a lot of off-market research for our clients to find homes that are not actively on the market. So if you're a buyer struggling to find success and need some help, I'm going to give you our phone number if you want to write it down. It is 214-267-9222. Again, that's 214-267-9222. And, our team over here at Van Pool Properties, we have a proven track record of helping buyers win in multiple offer situations. And our agents are working really hard to find off-market properties. So we would love to help you. Let's insert the picture with the COVID puppy who won't stop being crazy. And let's talk about home sellers, right? If you're considering selling your home, it's really interesting because we're seeing a brand new trend emerge if you're considering being a home seller. Given the competition that's available and the lack of inventory of what's available to home buyers, sellers are really left to wonder, where am I going to go once my home sells? And I think that's a really valid question. And so the timing of your home sale with the purchase of another one can be a real challenge, especially if you really need to sell your home to be able to afford your next one. And then you insert a ton more buyers into the market than there are home sellers. And that really creates a really big challenge. We're going to put COVID puppy Hatari down here. Thank you, buddy. So we've come up with a really cool solution, and that is to help home sellers overcome this challenge. We've created our cash purchase program. And through this program, homeowners can be approved to make a cash offer on a home even before putting their home on the market, which I think is awesome. So you can comfortably move into the new home, you can list your old home, and you don't have to move twice. And I don't know about you, but moving is expensive, it's stressful, having to do it twice. We're dealing with a ton of relocation buyers and they're having to move twice from other states. It's hard. So for us, by rolling out this program to our VIP clients, it's really been amazing because you're allowed to take your time, really get the right home that you want, and then also maximize your home value on the other side without having to move twice. So it's fantastic and we love it. So if you want to learn more about that, you can give us a call. Again, our number is 214-267-9222. Again, 214-267-9222, and we can walk you through that process. And really, as we move forward into 2021, we're going to keep a close eye on the market here in North Texas. We are daily looking at the analysis of what's happening, whether there's micro trends emerging, and we want to make sure we're taking our time to keep you ahead of the curve. So we really appreciate you, and Hatari does too. And I hope you guys are doing great and you're staying warm, and happy home selling from us here at Van Pool Properties.